welcome a guy who's making himself comfortable in the New York Jets offense this year. 37 catches, over 500 yards, 7 touchdowns, and getting more and more comfortable as you watch him playing with Mark Sanchez. Plexico Burress is with us on the Subway Fresh Take Hotline. How are you, Plex?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me this morning.
Well, thank you for being on. And I would ask you, start with this question. I am a fan of the Jets, so I've watched every snap of the season this year, and it does appear that as time has gone on and in some moments you've become more and more comfortable in the offense. And as I watch you physically, and we had Chris Carter in here talking about it, at this point, what percentage physically of the Plexico Burress of 2008 do you think you are right now?
I would say about 95%. I would say, every day, day in and day out, every Sunday, I feel a little stronger. I feel a little better. And, my legs are coming back. I'm getting more comfortable in the offense and, having more of an impact, starting to make plays. And that's kind of how I envision myself coming in this year. Just being able to go somewhere, make some plays, and score a few touchdowns.
Talk about, we all understand the physical part of it. You miss a couple of years, you have to physically get ready to go again. And early on, you had some minor things here and there. But on the field, talk about a relationship now with a quarterback, a young quarterback, in being out of the league for a bit and back in, and then having to get a rapport with a young guy and how that's gone and where you are with Mark Sanchez.
I mean, it's a work in progress, because, we get into these games on Sundays and, we draw these plays up during the week and we don't get the coverage that we like. And, sometimes you're just adjusting these routes on the fly. And, it is the first time that we're seeing them. So, so sometimes there's some hit and miss, a little bit of confusion and different things like that. But as you can see, as the season has gone on, we've been in communication, in practice, watching film after practice and just trying to get more comfortable with each other, communicating off the field. And then it's helped us a lot. So, we've made a lot of progress in the last few weeks, and we just, plan on just keep getting better and better. Our running game is coming along, and I always say that, if you want to be a playoff team in December, you got to be able to run the football. And we've been doing that well for the past few weeks, and the passing game is coming right along.
Plexico Burress of the Jets is with us, and of course you were with the Giants when Eli Manning was a young quarterback and a big receiver like you, a big part of helping him develop. As you play with Sanchez now for almost a year, and you see him as compared to a guy like Manning, what do you see in Sanchez as a young player right now?
So he's a very passionate, player. That's one of the first things that jumped out at me when I became a Jet, and just watching him work. He constantly wants to get better. He goes about what he does very diligently. A lot of people on the outside really don't know how hard he works off the football field to get to that elite level and be a championship quarterback. And that's what I love about him. He gets into these 2-minute situations, these crunch time situations, and his antennas goes up, his focus increases. He just seems to, just get better in those type of situations. And that's the kind of quarterback you want to have under center, going into December and hopefully the playoffs there. When we get into these 2-minute drives late in the fourth quarter and we need to win games, he's done it, time in and time again. So, I just love that about him.
There have been some tough moments, though, obviously, and a big deal was made of the fact that he was getting booed in introductions a couple of weeks ago, and there was a point early in the season when Santonio Holmes had some relatively critical comments. Have you seen any point this year where you were worried that Sanchez's confidence was wavering?
I told him a few weeks ago before a game, I can't remember which one it was, hey, man, sometimes when things are not going exactly the way that you would like to as a player, sometimes you just got to take the gloves off and just throw the chips on the table and just go out and play a game. Don't worry about what anybody's saying. Have thick skin. Don't have rabbit ears. New York fans are going to be New York fans, and just go out and play hard. When things don't go your way, play hard. Just let it all hang out, and that's when you usually succeed.
Talking with Plexico Burress, wide receiver for the Jets, and as Greeny mentioned, your time with the Giants, and certainly a coach in Tom Coughlin. Everybody knows the type of coach he is. Certainly you do. You guys butted heads a bit there. Now you're with the Jets and Rex Ryan, who I played for his dad in Philadelphia and Buddy, and certainly it seems to be a looser type of a situation as a player's coach. Talk about that, the relationship with Rex in that locker room.
I mean, it's an atmosphere that's, I really believe is one of a kind. You go in there every day, and it's just so loose, and the atmosphere when we walk through those doors every day is just to win a championship. And Rex keeps it fresh every day, joking and time and again. And but the different thing between Rex and that he knows when to play, and he knows when to be serious. And I say ever since I became a Jet, if you can't play for a coach like Rex Ryan, then you can't play in the NFL. I mean, he's that cool of a guy. He's a great personality, a great person to be around with. He likes to have fun, but at the same time, he loves his football. He wants to win.
Plexico Burress of the Jets is with us on Mike and Mike in the morning. I'm curious, in practice, does Revis ever cover you?
Yes, he does. Yeah, he covered me in the preseason, and when I was able to practice, and we get into these 2-minute drills, either on Wednesday or Friday, whichever day that is, and we pretty much go at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious because you don't get to play against him, but obviously you're on the same team on a day-to-day basis. You'll go up against Asamoah and the Eagles this week, but I just wonder your perspective on a guy like Revis, whether it's just in practice or anything else. Your perspective on him as a player.
I had a chance to play against Revis, and he was a rookie back in 2007 when we played against the Jets when I was with the Giants. And, you could tell that, he was a special player then. But, over the years, it's just being able to watch him from afar and, just to be able to watch him on film. You really don't understand his game until you get out there on the field and get to play against him. He's a patient player. And, I really honestly think I'm not just saying it because he's my teammate. I think he's the best corner in all of football. And every time I get out there, in practice, we're working hard at it. And he comes and tells me, hey, man, when you come over here, we're going to work. And he's all about handling business. He actually hates when guys catch the balls on him. I mean, he's that competitive of a player. And I love going up against him. And all he does is just make us better as a core.
Plexico Burress joining Mike and Mike in the morning, ESPN Radio, ESPN2. So, I'm sure a lot of people would love to see how this is all going to continue for you. Missing a couple of years, being in jail, coming out. How has it changed you as a person? Before you get to the player part, how has it changed you as a person?
Just being smarter. I think readjusting your priorities and different things like that in life, and just never taking anything for granted. Not even so much talking about football, but just things in life in general, and just remaining faithful. And putting my family first, and just being smart about some of the decisions that I'm making, and just being more of a family person, and just not just talking about it, but doing it. And I think that's one of the things that I've learned, through everything I've been through, and just having patience and believing everything's going to work out in your favor, remaining confident in yourself, and when I wake up every day, it's about getting better as a person. And I always say that, life is a struggle, everyday struggle in itself. And, just fighting temptation, different things like that. Just trying to be a better person.
The best.